Welcome back to CBS Soap Dish Recap, where we recap everything CBS soaps, both the young and the restless, and the bold and the beautiful. And this is your bold and the beautiful recap for August 18th, 2022. This episode brings us to Hope and Brooke fussing over Thomas and Ridge, Steffy and Taylor fussing over Thomas and Ridge, and Deacon realized that he has slept with a psychopath. So before we unpack all of this, take a second to make sure you're subscribed to this channel to receive all updates, and please don't forget to like and share. So we'll start off at what's going on over at Hope's house, because again, Hope is still in crisis mode. She is not happy about the fact that when Thomas came over yesterday, how adamant he was about having Douglas live with him at Eric's Forrester mansion. However, as much as they're going back and forth about this, it looks like Brooke has decided to stand her ground and take sides with Hope. Now, as much as it's a great thing that a father wants to have an active, prominent role in his son's life, obviously Brooke doesn't see it that way. She acts like this is the most ludicrous, crazy, idiotic idea that a person like even Thomas can have. And I'm like, he wants to be with his son. That is his son. Now, I know they have an agreement. They keep talking about the agreement. But at this point, they just don't get the fact that that's his son, and he has a right to want to have a bigger place in his son's life. Yes, Hope did a great job. Everybody acknowledged that. But at this point, it's now time for a situation to happen where Thomas now takes a bigger role. Plus, he has a whole nother side of the family that he should also have an active role in. And as much as Hope and Brooke can't see this, one of the questions that came up from Hope is, what is Ridge's thought? Well, she didn't make any headway with Ridge because, of course, Ridge is siding with his son, which it's not surprising. However, she also admits that that's not the only thing that I'm having an issue with, until Brooke reveals that Ridge kissed Taylor in Monaco, which was shocking to Hope. Now, it's interesting that Hope takes this particular angle with this, like, how dare she? Taylor's trying to take your husband. And Ridge, doesn't he know he's still married? Okay, but you made a ton of excuses for Brooke on New Year's Eve when your mom kissed Deacon, and it's just a mistake. You didn't mean to kiss Dad. Ridge should forgive you. I guess we forgot all about that, right? So, speaking of Taylor and kissing, we now have this whole conversation over at Steffy's place, where Steffy is not backing down with how her mom needs to pursue Ridge and how they really love each other, and he should come be with us, and that this is where he belongs. And as much as Steffy is digging deep in this situation, it kind of seems like Taylor is like, I think I might change my mind about this and pursue him. And while she's saying that, Ridge comes in the house, standing behind them. Taylor didn't know that Ridge was standing back there. And of course, he already knows what they're talking about. And, as much as he's happy to see his ex and his daughter, he's getting really flustered in this situation because, of course, he's torn between both Brooke and Taylor. And of course, as much as Steffy thinks that she's doing a favor, it becomes a little bit of contention for the both of them, because this is where we see Steffy is going back through Brooke's sordid history of kisses with Bill, with Deacon, with Thorne, and Eric, and the list goes on. And he was like, well, I'm not a saint either. Well, you know what? I'm glad he took accountability for that. But at the same time, you need to take accountability of what you're going to choose in this situation. Because, honestly, neither of these two ladies, meaning Hope pressuring her mom and Steffy pressuring her father, needs to happen. And then we got Taylor just sitting back in the cut, just enjoying the back and forth between his daughter and her ex. And at this point, it's like, Taylor, really? I mean, it looks kind of petty at this point because you know this man is still married. Even if he did decide to get with you tomorrow, you can't do anything. I mean, I guess you can, but legally, yeah, he's still married to Brooke. So he's locked into that until he makes a final decision to kind of, close that door with Brooke. But Steffi is not giving up. I mean, she's continuously going back and forth with her dad. And I mean, at this point, when does she respect the boundaries of her parents? I mean, now it's getting to the point where it's actually annoying to some of the fans because I'm reading the comments on social media and in my comment section that they're getting sick and tired of being sick and tired of Steffi trying to force this whole thing between her mom and her dad. If something is going to happen, it's going to happen. And so she decides to leave them two to their devices. And it comes into this conversation where it was funny how they say, remember when we were married? I'm not the same person that I was when I married you. And Ridge was like, I'm not the same person that I was when I married you too. And I'm like, yeah, because there was Hunter Tylo and also Ron Moss. But I thought that was funny. Then we see Taylor talking about, at the end of the day, if you want Brooke, go get Brooke. But I want you to be happy. That's what I want at the end of the day. And you seem like you're the most happiest when you're here with us. Don't you agree? And he was like, well, you know what? You're right on that. And my thing is, if he's happy over there, just make the decision. I know Brooke is going to give him a hard time because she always talk about what she don't allow. And it's like, really? Okay. But at this point, what it comes down to is Ridge have to make a decision. I mean, because this back and forth every episode is getting absolutely ridiculous. And Taylor's googly eyes, I mean, seriously. So let's head over to Deacon's spot. And Deacon had one hell of a night. Number one, he was drinking. Number two, he brought an unknown redhead into his bed last night. And he was talking about how as much as he had this hangover, he was like, Daddy is back. Because it's been a while since he had a little bit of something. So as he reached over to kiss this mystery lady on her shoulder, he was like, oh man, I mean, we had a great night. I mean, it was kind of wild and unhinged. The young lady woke up and he kissed her. And as he was going down trying to, I guess, explore her body, he made it down to her feet. And that was one of the main comments in the comment section on social media about you need to look at that toe. And as much as he's trying to figure out who this mystery lady, well, he got his answer when she looked down and the middle toe was missing. And all she could do after she took her glasses off was peer into his eyes. And he had an epiphany about what happened and what was revealed about SHEILA Carter. And that she was supposed to be gone. And her missing toe was evidence of that. And unfortunately, he got the shock of his life because she peeled back the mask to reveal who she really was, which was none other than SHEILA Carter. And she even said, you know what? Mama's back. And, we saw it coming a mile away. How Deacon couldn't see it is beyond me. However, I will say, I think where her plot is that he has to keep her a secret now, because if he reveals the fact that he slept with her and had her in the house, that's going to come back to bite him in the butt. So now she has a blackmail tactic with him at this point, and he realized what this is. So it's going to be an interesting ride to watch this thing through, and I'm looking forward to it. So there you have it. That's your Bold and the Beautiful recap for Thursday, August 18, 2022. If you haven't checked out the Young and the Restless recap also for today, go ahead and check that out. So until the next video, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you soon. Bye.